right, we are back. There it is, Hershey Park on the horizon. Doesn't look like any rides are running yet, but it is 5 minutes until technically they open. I don't know if they let anybody in early due to season passes, but today is a season pass holder only, so I'm anticipating not till 10 a.m. But we are here. We are here and we are excited. Yay!
Florida, Orlando.
Reservation required. Face mask required. Temperature screen required. I like seeing that as soon as you pull in. There's no one in there. No special parking today. All right, Kay, so we're walking in. Are you excited? Just so everybody knows, it is Katie's birthday today. We are here on opening day and it is her birthday. Happy birthday, Gus. Leave her happy birthdays down in the comments below. If you could, if you would, that'd be lovely. Thank you. All right, so we are making our way in. It is pretty busy. As you can tell, the parking lot is pretty full. So it's gonna be a pretty busy day, but it is a bigger park, so there is more than enough opportunity for everybody to be socially distant. At least we hope. I'm interested to see what happens in some of the portions of the park where you don't really see people. Are they gonna be wearing masks? Are they gonna be wearing them properly? I mean, we're in a parking lot. I'm already seeing people wearing them incorrectly, so let's see how we do when we actually get inside the park. I'm also interested to see how they're gonna do the water park. Are they gonna make you wear a mask when you're ordering food? Are they gonna make you wear a mask when you're just walking through? Or are they gonna let you just kind of walk around without a mask on during the entire water area? That was down in Orlando when we were just at Volcano Bay. As long as you were not standing at a counter, you were okay without a mask. So we'll see what Hershey does. Chocolate World has some people going into it. They are still temperature screening as you go into Chocolate World, and you do need a reservation still to get into Chocolate World. So to be honest, I am worried already. We aren't even in the park. I'm walking back to my truck because I left my phone. We aren't even in the park and I'm seeing way too many people walking without masks at all. They're carrying them in their hands. They don't have them on their faces. It looks like they're just trying to put them on when they get to the gates, and that'll be that. So I'm not optimistic already, I'll tell you that much. What was that?
So we were up there, and I was looking up ahead of us, and too many people were not social distancing.
No, it seems like people are clustering already. They're not wearing their masks. I don't know. The people behind me weren't wearing masks. I wonder if you can still see them or not. But it's not even in the gate and it's already going to be interesting. Let's see if the workers do the right things and kind of make sure people are wearing them, but there's more than enough opportunity for you to walk around and not really see anybody and get away with it. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think since everyone thinks, since we're in the green zone right now, everyone thinks it's okay to not wear the mask.
Yeah, I mean, Pennsylvania is doing really good, and I think yesterday we only had 500 cases compared to Florida, who had over 5,000 cases yesterday. So in that aspect, we're doing really good, but people still need to be vigilant with washing hands and sanitizing and wearing their masks, because if not, we're gonna end up right back where we were. And right there's a worker who's not wearing his mask properly. He has his gaiter pulled down around his neck. We have people around us that aren't wearing their mask properly already. You know, as soon as you hit the parking lot, you should have your mask on. It shouldn't be a question. The second you step out of your vehicle. But, well, my confidence is lost. Not even inside. And wait until you see the crowd ahead of us. And even past that, I've seen 3 employees. 2 of them not wearing their mask correctly, and 1 of them not wearing a mask at all. No gaiter, no nothing. So, not confident, guys. I'm not confident. Now this is leading into the new promenade that they have. Yeah, I don't know. This is crazy. This is just chaos already. I understand it's first day, but still. And it looks like the temperature stations they have aren't the ones where you walk up to it and it virtually scans you. It looks like they're the ones that they put up to your head, kind of like they had at Disney Springs. Yeah. I thought this was supposed to open at 10. It looks like they have 2 gates open. A ton of people going to the ticketing office. I'm guessing to get their season passes. So. Hello, how are we doing?
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I don't know how many of these people are coming through to get their tickets or what, but this is crazy. We already have our tickets, so we should be able to bypass most of the people that are standing in the ticketing line. You got my hand, Gus? This is just maddening. Alright, so it looks like the line to get in is over this way. I kind of got stuck into a ticketing line. There's no real rhyme or reason for anything that's going on right now. This is just, this is madness. They have social distancing arrows on the ground, but as you can tell with the grouping, people aren't really, they're not social distancing at all. I mean, at all. I don't know if you can see it, but outside the front gate, they have an area. It looks like you're standing on a giant Hershey bar. That is awesome. And right there's the new main entrance. Pandemonium over there. Over here is the promenades. But I'm not 100% sure if you can access this portion of them from outside of the park or if you have to access them from inside the park. So that'll be something that we have to go and take a walk and look for. So right before you enter, they have legacy marks on the ground giving you different things that have happened in the area and all different legacy markers. So there's one there. Here's a legacy marker here. There's one there. There's some over there. They're all the way around this front entrance, giving you different things that have happened. That's really cool. I like that. We're getting closer to the front. We already have our season passes, so we don't have to worry about any mishaps or issues on the way in. Now, one thing they do have is they now have their security after you already get in. So the security bag check is already after you scan everything, walk through. Looks like it might be a metal detector, I'm not 100% sure. And then you make your way through. I wonder if you go through the scanner first and then they tell you whether or not you need to hit the bag check. This is interesting because they are not checking every single bag that comes through. They're just grabbing people, pulling them off to the side to get their bags checked. So I don't know if they see something specific when you go through this scanner up here. If it's just a metal detector, straight up metal detector, if it's an actual scanner. We'll see what happens. Just wait, let them go past. So here's I'm guessing they're metal detectors. They have little cameras on them. security workers stopped them from coming through, so they can each go through one at a shot. So we'll see, we may be able to get through without having to have our bag physically checked. Probably not, because I have a camera. I'm gonna make the alarm go off. They have barcode scanners at the front entrance now, handheld, so they can just stand there, scan quick and go. Go ahead, Kay. Hello. Yes, thank you. So we got put in this line. So we got scanned. I guess that was a reservation scan, the first scan that we had, and now we're actually at the ticket scanner. So hopefully this works. Look at all the people in line getting their season passes. So we are in line now to get physically scanned into the park. The last one must have just been a reservation scanner. Afternoon. That's her and that's me. Thank you very much, sir. Social distancing signs. That's funny because there was absolutely no social distancing on the way in. Here's the carousel now that they put up here near the promenades. I really like that.
I believe it's going to be hard to find stuff since we're used to the other.
Well, I think the only part of the park that changed was the front here. They just moved the carousel. They brought up some shops, and they got rid of the old looking shops that used to look like you were in, you know, kind of Busch Gardens-esque. Now you're in more modern shops, but you're inside. So if you wanted to get Starbucks or you wanted to go get something from the collections, you have to come inside the park to do it. I don't know what they have outside in those other new buildings that they built, but this is what it looks like now with Candemonium right there. Oh, that ride is amazing. All right, so we are inside. It was crazy on the way in, absolutely maddening. We already have our season passes. We already have our pictures taken. We have our cards. A lot of people didn't have them, so they were getting in line to get them. While they were in line, they were being told that they didn't need them today only, tomorrow only, but they'll need them further on down. So they were told that if they get in the park, they'll be allowed in the park, and then they can go to any customer service, any guest services that they have available, and in that guest services they can turn around and get their picture taken. So they're just trying to get you in so they can get the front cleared, get people in the park, and then tell you to take care of it. So kettle corn is the same. I kind of like what they did here. It's not as much of a hard hill coming up now. You don't have the steps and a really big hill coming up as you come into the park. We're coming up on the old carousel cover, and it looks like they just painted the top red, white, and blue, and I don't believe they put anything in there. Let's go take a look. Oh, looks like they just created seating, okay?
Yeah.
So where they moved the carousel, they just created seating and a big prize grabber.
So weird being back here.
It is weird being back here. It's so much. I'm so happy we are back. Now we do have the food passes. We did add them on. There are some things that they've done at a higher season pass level, such as if you get the king size compared to a regular size. I'm gonna have links to all that stuff down in the description, so you can go ahead and check that out. I'm also gonna link in the food pass, that page, and a PDF of what comes with the food pass, all the different types of food, what you get as your main entree and what you get as your side. The food pass does not come with a drink option. You get your main entree and you get a side. You do not get a drink with it. There are some hand sanitizers, and they ask you, there was a sign on it, please use hand sanitizer before playing the game. Here's some more hand sanitizer, and a good big sign. Again, I'm surprised, same as Disney, same as Orlando, Universal, that they don't have any signage in Spanish. They only have signage in English. That surprises me with how high a Spanish speaking population is, and you can never guarantee you that somebody in their party speaks any English or can read any English. So it's not that hard to translate stuff into Spanish. I don't know. It's interesting to me. We're seeing more people standing in line at guest services, trying to get their pictures taken, trying to get their passes. I'm anticipating that some of these people may have food attached to their passes that they have to have their cards for. Well, it didn't take long to find some people who are not wearing masks. This is going to be the frustrating part. Parks like this start opening, you're going to have people who are just going to give up on wearing them, who are just going to anticipate they're far enough away from people, they're going to take them off, and they're not really going to care. So the worst offenders with masks that I'm seeing are people who are seated. Whether or not they're eating or drinking, they're popping their masks. Now, we've walked from the front all the way back to almost the swimming area, and we have yet to see a U-Rest station. I anticipated I'd at least see one by now, but no, we haven't seen any. So we'll have to see if there are any and where they're located. If I can find them on a map, I will show you, but as of yet, I have yet to see one. Yeah, Red Barons isn't here right now. Don't know if it's down for maintenance or if they're completely getting rid of it. We just passed a face painting station. It looks like they have social distancing stickers on it and signage, so I'm anticipating they're gonna open it. Face painting is one of those things that is a surprise to me. That's very close contact, face to face between you and the painter, so it's kind of surprising. We also just passed a game, and that was the first place that I saw any social distancing markers on the ground. They had stickers, brown stickers that said please stand here, but they were the only two places. That's the only place so far walking in that I've seen any stickers on the ground. Here they have some at Dippin' Dots. They have the air dryer closed due to social distancing standards. But here are the stickers that they have. So if you see the stickers, they are brown with an orange ring around them. I only actually have seen them here in the back of the park so far. I didn't see any while we were walking up earlier. So, and they're not extremely visible. So here you have some that are orange, and then some that have a blue ring on them. So, what's the difference? Why do some have blue? Why do some have orange? Here's a blue one. Let's see what it says. Please wait here until the person in front has moved forward. And then the orange one just says social distancing on it. And that one seems to be the one that they're keeping right up against the rails where you're going to actually physically stand. So, two different colors for two different reasons. Whether or not that's going to work, who knows? They had the arrows out front. Nobody paid attention to them. Nobody stood on them. I mean, you honestly couldn't. If everybody social distanced out front, you'd be standing all the way out to the parking lot. So it'd be impossible to fully social distance like that.
I'm excited to laugh track.
I am excited to do laugh track also.
It's one of my favorite rides here.
I do. I love laugh track a lot. Ooh, they got a mini donut cart. I may be getting those. That's new. I haven't seen that. There's signage for the new app.
All of my favorite rides are back here. The Wild Mouse, the Crazy Cat, Lightning Races.
Wait, you did that wrong. Crazy Mouse, Wild Cat.
Lightning Races, and Laugh Track.
And Laugh Track, yep.
I love roller coasters.
Some roller coasters, not all. They do have benches set all the way back here, but they don't have any breaks in them. No markings asking you to social distance if it's not part of your group. I mean, there are two benches, but still, you would think they'd put a sticker here and a sticker here asking you just to sit at the ends, but they didn't do that. Coming from Universal, coming from Disney Springs, we saw a lot of things that really seemed to work well and we're not seeing here. But maybe they didn't work well with all the spikes that Florida's having. All right, so far, first impressions. You don't know? Not very good, right? It's packed. It is absolutely packed in the front of the park. There's nothing really open in the back of the park. Again, we've been walking. We walked all the way from the front back to Laugh Track, back to Wildcat. We haven't seen a U-Rest station yet, which I think is surprising. It sounds like the water park is going, so if you wanted to do that, that's available. I don't know if maybe they're waiting to open certain rides until 11 o'clock since they opened the park at 10 o'clock, but they're not really allowing the park to spread out the way you would think they want it to. You would think the way it needs to. Keep people away from each other, let people kind of go at their own pace and do the things they wanted to, and it's just not happening. So right now we're in a not great position. Again, I don't know. It just seems like they're not ready for either the amount of people that are here or people in general. There's a lot of really messed up things. I get it. Today and tomorrow might be their test runs potentially, but it's not going well so far. Going on to the ride, they do have hand sanitizer. They do have social distancing markers that are set away from each other. And they have social distancing markers as you go up. I'm interested to see if they're using every other car or if they're letting you use whatever car you want. It doesn't look like they're making you pick in between, you know, a seat in between, because we just had people sit in front of us. And it didn't look like they sprayed any of these seats on the in-between. They're also not forcing you to use hand sanitizer, kind of like Universal Studios did. So, you ready, Gus? Ah, you're squishing me! You're squishing me! No, you're not. I almost died.
Yep.
She tried to kill me.
I wasn't trying to kill ya.
Yeah, you were trying to kill me. Hopefully my phone ain't squished.
Hopefully.
Little train's going. Toot toot. Making you put all your bags in one area, creating pinch points and forcing everybody to get close to each other.
Doesn't look like they took them either.
So we are seeing a ton of people, specifically children, not wearing masks. And then the ones that are wearing them, or a lot of the adults that are wearing them improperly. They're pulling it down over their noses. Guys, the park opened at 10. It is literally 10:55 a.m. People couldn't make it an hour with having their nose covered. An hour, 60 minutes. And they're walking around with their noses uncovered, with their faces completely uncovered. And 1 hour. Hershey Park needs to be vigilant. The problem is there's nobody here. You get to the back of the park and there is absolutely nobody. There are no workers. Some of the rides aren't even open. Most of the rides aren't even open. The workers that you do see are more worried about having the ride run properly than they are about having masks on or wearing them properly. Now, as I'm walking up to Nathan's, I'm seeing most of the people standing in line without masks on. There's a gentleman standing at the counter who is ordering his food, no mask. They have plexiglass up, but it's not up the entire way across. So where he was just standing, there was no plexiglass. Where they're filling your drinks, there's no plexiglass. So I like this concept. You scan your badge, it registers that you have the drink plan, and she gives you a disposable cup with your drink in it. So they're out of Diet Pepsi, brisk, and lemonade. That's okay, we wanted Dr. Pepper anyway. Thank you very much.
Yes, have a great day.
Over this way? And
Yes.
and
So we have to give it to you.
this sanitizer isn't working.
Then you can fill it in.
So I'm looking at the map and it is updated because they have Hershey Supply Company, Starbucks, and Candemonium. One thing I do not see are any U-Rest stations. So I don't know if they're not doing them at all. I don't know. There's none on here though. Not a single U-Rest station. In the app, I didn't see any U-Rest stations either. So that's something interesting to think about. If you're coming and you're really looking for a place to sit down, take your mask off and rest a little bit. I mean, half the people aren't wearing them correctly anyway, so what does it matter? Just had another employee walk past. She had a gaiter on and she had it pulled down all the way like this, barely covering her chin, like this. It's, if the staff aren't going to do it correctly, and if you're not going to enforce them to do it correctly, then nobody else is going to. You're going to look at the staff, you're going to see they're not wearing them correctly, and you're going to say, what's the point? Why am I going to wear it correctly? So we're already seeing a lot of that. We're an hour into this, folks, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. So Wildcat's not open, Crazy Mouse ain't open, Laugh Track's not open, even the Ferris wheel ain't open, the horses in the back ain't open. Pretty much the back of the park is closed. And that the racers aren't open, the aqua coaster is not open, the boardwalk itself is not open, the sandcastle is not open, but they got the Frogger game open. Who needs rides when you can slap a lifeless frog into a pond? Kettle corn. That guy must be cold. You a little cold? Some stuff is open, a lot of stores are closed. I don't know, it just seems like if this is gonna be your big opening day, your big welcome back.
They should have more stuff open.
I feel like the hug is forced and not genuine, you know? One thing I did want to say, and I forgot, when we got on Lightning Racers, it seemed like everybody, as soon as they sat in the seat, as soon as they got their butt in the seat, they pulled their mask down. The train we were on, I think there was only 2 people who kept their mask on during the entire ride. Everybody else sat down, pulled their mask down. They had no interest in keeping their mask up. The one worker, the one employee even said, please keep masks on until the start of the ride. And they still kept them down. Nobody else came over and physically went and said, hey, please pull your mask up. They are allowing you to take them down while the ride is running, which I think is interesting. But it's interesting. People are not adhering at all. Hand sanitizer outside the bathrooms. They still have the bathroom doors closed. They don't have them propped open, so it becomes a no-touch environment. It looks like they have the seating pulled apart over here. They don't have markings for socially distanced seating, but they do have them pulled apart, because I remember it used to be really, really tight in here. So it's good to see that they did pull the seats away. But as you can see with the dust and dirt and dander on them, they haven't been wiped down in a while. So they may not be near each other, but they are filthy. Little things like this, Hershey. No bueno. Have a full single bench here. No stickers, no social distancing markers on it. Also looks like it hasn't even been dusted. There's spider webs all over it. I get it, you've been closed for a while, but basic upkeep just needs to be done. They have a Pepsi fast fill at this location, but they don't have it running It's a pretty big line if you want to get in line to get your drink refilled. They do have the beer cart running, and there are 2 employees at the beer cart. But they do not have the Pepsi fast fill available and running. So you cannot feed the ducks. Oh, the poor duckies. You cannot feed the ducks. They have all the duck fill stations taken out. You can see right there's a pole that one used to be on. They took them off, I'm anticipating, so there's not a lot of touching in that aspect. So that's good. That's good to see. Poor duckies aren't getting their food, but they'll forage. They'll figure it out.
This is still a big hill.
This is still a big hill.
It's easy when you're going down it with a stroller, but when you're going up it.
Yeah, it is easy when you're sitting in a stroller. I wish I could sit in a stroller and my parents can push me around all day. Even better, I wish I could sit in a stroller and my kids can push me around all day. So I'm still seeing a ton of people walking around without masks on at all. Employees are seeing them, they're not saying anything. The other thing I'm noticing is you have people that are walking around and they're carrying in it a cup like this that's hanging at their side. They're not drinking from it and they have their mask down, as if this is giving them the okay to walk around without a mask on. I'm also seeing some that are walking around with the paper cups completely empty, absolutely nothing in it, and they're walking around with their masks down as if that paper cup is giving them the okay to walk around without a mask on.
Wait.
So they still have a smoking area, but I have yet to see a U rest station. So the smoking area is still available, but again, I still have yet to see a U rest station. Now we've walked from the back of the park all the way down down by where the barbecue place is, and now we're back up near the front. We've hit almost every portion of this park, and yet have yet to see a U rest station. So this is amazing. When we got in the line, nobody was queuing correctly. Everybody was standing against each other. Since we got in the line, us and the family behind us started queuing correctly, and now everybody is doing it correctly. Also, the security guard came over, and there was a guy standing here with his mask pulled down, holding a bottle of water, just talking. And he turned around and he came over and he yelled at him, "Gotta have a mask up. Can't have your mask down while you're standing in line. It's one thing if you're taking a quick drink and putting it back up, but you gotta turn around and you gotta put it back up. If you're walking around," he said, "it doesn't matter as much," which frustrated me, but I guess there's a little bit more room there. But when you're standing in line, have to have your mask up. So real quick, just got off of Comet. They make you put your bags in the bag thing. Again, didn't spray them, and then they slide the door across, and then they don't slide it back when your train comes. So somebody has to go over and forcefully open it. I did, so we can get our stuff out. It's as if they're forcing you to touch stuff. Like, when we went to Universal, they did everything in their power to have you not touch anything, like, and use as much hand sanitizer as humanly possible. I found multiple hand sanitizers that aren't working or are empty, and everything that you would normally touch, you're touching anyway. Like over here, the exit, that's the exit to Comet right now. They still have the swing door. Why? Why is the swing door there? Take it off. Even if you don't want to take it off, prop it open. There's no reason for it to be there. There's no reason for it to be open. The hand sanitizer that's there is working too, but there's like this much left in it, so I don't know. It's as if they're forcing you to touch stuff for no reason. I'm not happy about it. So we were just in that line out there. It's pretty packed, but when you come in for this, they keep it pretty well socially distant. They're doing a good job inside the building. Outside the building, not so much, but they're doing a pretty good job inside the building. You're tiny again. Wait, let's see how I look. They both look tiny. So they don't have it dark in here. I'm guessing so you can see the social distancing markers. So you don't really get to see the effects of the black light while you're standing in line like you normally do. But again, we're still all putting our bags together in one large area. They're all congregating in the same bins. So, and I have yet to see them clean any of the bins, whether they be these type or the larger bins on other roller coasters. So I don't know. That's something to keep in mind. If you want to keep Lysol in your bag or something so you can spray it down after you put it in there, it might not be the worst thing in the world. Or some wipes so you can wipe your bags down.
Really fun.
Alright, so we just rode Laugh Track. What'd you think, Gus?
Fun but short.
Fun but short. Yeah, she's not wrong. So there are social distancing markers everywhere. People aren't adhering to them, but they're there. There is sanitizer before you walk in line. There is sanitizer as you get off the line. So they're not spraying the ride cars in between riders. I haven't seen that in any ride yet. And also they are only doing 1 to 2 or 3 or however many is in your party per car. So we had 2 and there was 2 behind us, but they didn't make those other 2 go in the car with us. Even though you're back to back, I can understand why. So that's good in one aspect. Some of the other things just don't make sense to me, but that one I liked because it was only your party going in the ride car at one time. All right, so that was the first opening day here at Hershey Park. It was okay, it wasn't great. They had a lot of things not open, a lot of things not running correctly. It was just kind of like a mishmash of not enough employees. They're overstaffed in certain areas, understaffed in way too many others. I believe we're coming back tomorrow, see if anything changes. And I believe we are coming back next week also, see if anything changes from week to week. See if, as they increase the amount of people coming in, that'll allow them to kind of increase the amount of rides they have. Maybe it'll staff better, I don't know. Maybe they're having a staffing problem. I honestly don't know, but that's what we got going on. Make sure you check out our other videos. I will have a bunch of stuff down in the description sections that are associated with Hershey and what's going on here. Make sure you check out our other videos. We're going to be posting videos from Orlando. We were just at Universal Studios and at Downtown Disney, so watch for those too. All right, guys, thank you very much. Make sure you like, subscribe, eat a taco, and make today your best day.